Let's see here. We're going to get going here. Why am I going here?
There you go.
All right. Hi, Hank. Mr. Apple.
Mm-hmm. The whole crew.
Sweets. Dead banana bunch. Brush his teeth. Very interesting. Wow. That was finally to find out. Before or after? Let's explore the bunch. Here's the tail. And your artwork. Yeah, Vernon Gibbs. There it is. Well, maybe it's a movie. Maybe it's a book. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe a lot of things.
It could be a lot of things. That's the hope.
Rock and roll. Wow. Wait a second. Is this a movie or a book? Let's get to the bottom of this. Or is it both?
It's a book right now, and hopefully maybe in a couple of years it'll be, maybe Pixar or Disney will want to make it into a movie. That's the hope.
I'm gonna want that. Forget that a couple of years. I think next week I hear Mickey calling directly ABC, and
I would love it. I'll take that call.
Why not? I mean, I think you have a great principle here. We're having a chance here to speak with Vernon, who created this book. Vernon D. Gibbs II released his first children's book, 36-page, fully illustrated adventure titled "When Good Fruit Goes Bad." Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, good. So tell us about the book to start and where we go from here.
Yeah. So the book was, inspired by my son from a couple of years ago. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I do some writing on a blog for my own website, coolminivandad.com. And a couple of years ago, my son was getting ready to throw out a banana, and I said to him, "No, don't throw that out. That could still be used in a smoothie or used in some way." And I said, you know what? That could make a really good children's book. This idea that we always want to throw things out because they're a little bruised or brown. And I just kind of wrote it down and told my cousin, maybe we'll do a book together. And then the idea, just as me and my cousin wanted to work on this together, my cousin Steve did help me with the illustrations and the writing. We said, you know what? This could make a really good story. Fun, about eating healthy, creating less waste, knowing that you have value. And we just kind of started writing, putting it together, doing the drawings. And then we just released it in October of 2020 through print on demand. So anytime someone orders the book online through Amazon or any online seller, it just prints out and then they'll send them a copy.
Beautiful. And the book's in color?
The book, yeah, full color. I did all the drawings by hand in pencil, and then I drew over them in ink. And then my cousin kind of took them. He lives in North Carolina. He scanned them into the computer, kind of get all the details and background work. All the formatting, all that kind of stuff. He's a whiz at that. And then we just uploaded the files to a website that allows you to print them, to people to print them when they want them, and we're good to go.
So tell me about your background. What do you? Where have you been besides a stay-home dad? And congratulations on that. That's I say that as a stay-home dad that you are, not that I was, but as either a stay-home dad or stay-home mom. Number one job in this world is to be there for your children. This tie says everybody needs a friend. This is a Save the Children tie. And so
nice.
It's all about the kids, because that's our responsibility and our obligation and forward motion. So tell us a little bit about your background. Where are you from?
Yeah, so I grew up in Jersey. I went to school in Jersey at St. Peter's for high school and some schools in Hoboken. And then for college, I went to Columbia University. And then right out of school, I had an architecture degree, so I've always loved to draw. I never did that full time, but I've always wanted to draw, which is what got me into doing the books. But in between Columbia and kind of being a stay-at-home dad, I used to work at the NBA. So I worked in basketball for about 4 or 5 years. So I was just watching the championship last night, saw some of my friends that I used to work with on TV. So it was kind of cool to see that. And then when my wife was going to have twins in 2015, we just thought about, we were living in New York at the time in Riverdale, and we said, are we going to stay in the city? If so, that means, I'm going to have to, after I get off on maternity leave, am I going to go back to work? Am I going to just stay home? Because it costs a lot to have kids, either a nanny or send them to a nursery. So we said, you know what? My wife is a physician. So we said, you know what? I can stay home with the kids. And I was willing to. And she was very happy about that. So I've been home with them it'll be 6 years this year. So 2015 is when I made the decision. So I'm glad I did. It's a great experience. And if you can do it, it's not for everyone, but if you can do it and, kind of put up with the rigors of every day, raising 3 kids, do it.
3. Okay.
3, yeah. Twins. Yeah.
Twins. Wow.
Twins who are 5, and then a 8-year-old. So boy, girl twins, Jackson and Sophia. And then my oldest son, his name is Justin.
Wow. Congratulations to you. So you got a lot of goodness happening in your home and in your life, it sounds like. And that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. So
thank you.
Let's get to the bottom of the line on the book, because I just had a banana situation. I told somebody, it was browning. And I said, that's actually when it's the sweetest.
Absolutely.
And, it's sort of like people now pick dandelions and say, hey, get rid of those weeds. Actually, they're flowers. And some people use those dandelions for tea. And so there's all kinds of reality in that avocado that you had. That's another item that gets brown. And if you catch it before it's too brown, it's perfect. And blah, blah, blah. And so the food is a great uniter, right? I mean, food, forget about it. Forget about it.
Exactly, forget about it.
Everybody's got to eat food and
right.
And has the similar experiences. But you've now taken it to a different level where you put thought-provoking to it as well. So give us some of the things that we'll learn here.
So I think in writing the book, and I didn't even realize this as I was writing it, my wife, who's a psychiatrist, kind of saw these different messages that I didn't even realize were kind of there. She said, there's a really good story here about kind of knowing that you have value and worth, even despite, the issues that you might have. When it comes to a piece of fruit, you have a piece of fruit that is a little brown or bruised, that doesn't mean it should be thrown out. It can still have value and have worth. And it's kind of similar to people. Just because we all have issues, we all have things we've dealt with in our past, maybe things that are kind of giving us issues now, that doesn't mean that we should be tossed to the side or we shouldn't have kind of a redemption story. So we thought that was a really great message that came out of it. And also just the idea about eating healthy, how to find ways to eat healthy and and also create less waste. If you look at kind of the numbers and stats around waste in the world, US, the world in general, it's almost criminal how much stuff is thrown out that's perfectly good. Just even doesn't even need to be refrigerated, but companies say, oh, it's a day past the expiration date or sell by date, but it could last another 2 weeks, but we're just going to throw it out. So it's just, I think that message is one of the bigger messages of the book as well, this idea of eating healthy, but also creating less waste so that we just have a world that doesn't have landfills full of perfectly good food and all this garbage that we're creating. So that's really come out of the book.
All right. I just was at a breakfast meeting and I took home I just used a little bit of the balsamic vinegar in the little plastic thing.
Yeah.
And so I said, I want to take that home. And I never throw out the food if I can and bring it home and so on and so forth. Plus, I will say I did get a plastic bag, and I do recycle the plastic bags, even though they're not giving them in the supermarkets, which is good. But I do use it for food because we throw out our garbage with plastic bags here in Manhattan, in the city.
Right.
And
same here.
Or it's just going to fall through, and it's not going to be. But you got to get the right kind of plastic bag that's recyclable. In any case, it's all good. You're doing great work. This is magnificent, great video. So I see the TV show, and I'm sort of like into that TV show thing. What does that mean?
So with the TV, we're working on a couple things. We're hoping to get do some more animation around the book, just some messages around. We actually did a small little video that's about 30-minute video, and I'll share with you and your viewers around just some other content we have. We have a video about how to eat healthy. We have some songs around the ABCs of fruits and vegetables. So we're trying to just create more content around the book, and also really find ways to get into schools, because we think the 3 messages about eating healthy, creating less waste, and knowing your value are really important to not only adults, but to kids, because they need to learn these things early so that when you become adults, it's not like you're trying to relearn it. So the hope is that we can do some, more animation around it. Hopefully, it'd be great to be a movie or a series, or something that involves that kind of stuff. So that's really what we're looking for, which is why we did, that trailer, because I kind of felt like the pictures lent themselves to animation. And I said, what if I can, there's a program that you can use to make it look really nice and have the music and everything. So when I saw the program, I said, I'm going to make a trailer for this so that people can see it. And it's almost like, oh, I already see it as animation. Let me go pick up the book. And it kind of puts the two together. So, and I've always been a lover of animation in general. So I was like, this works for me. And my cousin thought it was a great idea too. So he helped me out with that.
Was that a special animation program? I mean, what are you saying?
On the phone, there's on iPhones in general, there's a program called iMovie. And basically they have a bunch of templates where you're putting in images and you can type the words and change different things. So you can put anything in there. You can put pictures of your family in there, but they have, serious trailers. They have contemporary ones. So they have about 20 different ones, and you're just plugging in stuff, and then you pick the music and the images that you want in it. And then it looks like, professional Hollywood production. So people said, how much they pay?
Regular production editing kinds of approach here. Adobe Premieres and all the different
exactly.
Yeah. Right on the phone. Wow, that's magnificent. Well, this is great. You have a great message. You're an upper. In general, you're a guy who's also raising children at home. That's wonderful. You have a lot of assets, and I see it. Having been in the TV business for my 50 years. All right, so I did the Captain Kangaroo show. Even I worked on that, and
my goodness, that was a show. I love that show growing up.
I love shows, and the video is first time I'm seeing it. Trailer. It's exciting. It is a TV show, a TV series on any network, anywhere. You have the potential of building that into a good empire. And so, congratulations, our good friend Sandra Trinzacasta, longtime friend. Always has people that are really, really successful, not only in their craft, but in their soul. So
thank you.
I'm very happy to get to talk to you. Let me ask you one last question, and then we have all the links to the other videos. We put text with the story. We're involved with peace, the International Day of Peace, United Nations, and we do an event in September 21st. Sandra's had some musicians perform there and blah, so on. And so I've asked lots of people for them, what does peace mean to them? So, Vernon, what's peace mean to you?
Oh, peace to me. Wow. That can mean, I guess it depends on the situation. Right now, my kids are at camp for the day. So right now I have a little bit of peace in the house. So that's kind of my peace. I love my children, but as soon as they get home, it's all of a sudden they're talking about the day, which I love, but it's kind of nice to have that solitude and be able to just kind of be alone with your thoughts. But I think also just sometimes sitting at the kitchen table with my family. I love to cook. My kids are starting to get into it, and being able to sit there and have real conversations with them. And now they're at the age where they can ask questions and all kinds, they're really inquisitive. So I think just having a family that's together, having known that we got through this, this COVID crisis, and we're doing well, and, we're still going through it, but I know we're staying healthy and everything. Knowing that we were able to do that together and kind of been able to, shelter and do all that stuff together and be enough. My wife always says we are enough. We're a family of 5. So even if you don't have a party, 5 of us is a big group. So she always says we are enough. And I love the fact that, my family can be enough for us. And that brings me peace, knowing that I'm here for my kids, that I have a family, that we're working together. We have each other's backs, and, we're just trying to kind of do it one day at a time. But, there's a lot of love in the house, and the kids are happy. My wife is happy, and I'm just glad, we have a great home and just a really great life, and things are really going well. So thinking about all those things brings me peace.
I'm sure glad I asked you that question. So, because you have brilliance with each and every word. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy for you. Thanks so much, Vernon. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.